Welcome to the sixth episode of Money Trees. I am your host, Khufu, Khufu, and I am here with Imani, not Imani.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for kicking off, 2022 with me. I appreciate that.
It's an honor, truly.
Truly, truly. I was listening to Gladys Knight and I wanted to play it coming into here, but I'm like, nah, let me chill. We don't got the mix in yet.
And
I would have loved it though. I still would have loved it. That's my baby.
I need you to finish it, please.
I'm ready. I'm ready to finish it.
Imani showed up to the
goal of this
studio
year.
like 2.5 years ago, laid down one of the sickest verses I've heard, and then never came back. I was like, no, this is it. This is it. You get a sprinkle of magic. It's like a comet. I gotta wait for it to come back into was it revolution or rotation? And back into orbit. What am I talking about? You see, I'm no astronomy major.
Yeah, rotation, revolution.
We got Ja Lefty in the background making his second semi-appearance on the show.
and I'm just ad-libbing right now.
Eating soup.
Yup.
Yeah, what kind of soup is it?
It is a mom's chicken soup. It was like pre-made. Not by mom,
man,
but
I was like, wait, I'm confused.
mom is the name of the AI, so
Not to jump off of New Year's, Imani, you had a time. I was living vicariously through your stories.
Yeah, I just came from a wedding. My cousin just got married. It was a Nigerian wedding. It was amazing.
Oh, tell me, what was that like?
So we danced. We danced. There's something called spraying, which I think is absolutely dope. The bride gets sprayed with money. Um, Everybody's throwing ones and tens and twenties, and it's just like showering her with money, and everybody's having a good time and dancing. We had to dance in with her, and the groomsmen danced in like beside us, and it was giving like you got served for a short while.
What?
It was really, really cool. Yeah.
That's
And then it
sick.
broke off into a soul train. And then reception. There was performances. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Watch the Duck.
Mm-mm.
It's just a group of two people, but it's like pretty old. I think I had to be like 14 or 15 when I found them. But it's dubstep, but like soul. So it sounded like James Brown, and then, a beat drops and it's just like, what? And the nigga came to the wedding and performed. And I was like, holy shit. No way.
That's pretty fucking sick. Where was
Yeah.
this at?
This was it was downtown Atlanta in a Marriott hotel. It was nice.
I feel like I've heard of What the Duck, and I don't know if maybe it's because I always pay attention whenever you talk about anything art related on your Twitter. Like you're low key the plug as far as curation
Oh.
goes. So I feel like you may have been talking about them that day at the wedding, but that's why I'm seeing it. But I'm gonna have to check it out once we get out of here.
Yeah, I had to live tweet. I had to. As soon as I heard his voice, I was like, you're lying. You're lying to me.
You know who's ill that you put me on to? Connie Diamond.
Oh, if I want to? Yeah.
Yo. And I didn't even really, like shame on me, but I didn't realize really how fire the drill version of that the baby beat is. Cause K Flock jumped on it too, and I heard that after I heard that madness that happened with him. But the beat was crazy. But yeah, Connie Diamond, she had that, and then the Demon Time freestyle. You heard that one?
I have not.
That one is
I have
cold.
not.
That one is cold. There's been like a lot of good music dropping lately.
I've been trying to find it. I'm trying to like revamp my whole Spotify, my playlist, and everything for this year.
You got Tierra Wax new joints?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. You're like, excuse me? 21 Savage dropped. I don't know if it's on streaming. Those were fire. He did No Debate and Big Smoke. It was like a 2-part music video.
I feel like I just like heard it in passing. My cousins have been blasting music ever since the wedding.
I mean, that's the vibe. I feel like that's the kind of my favorite thing about going to weddings is I've always get put on to new music.
Yeah.
Which I guess maybe
Yeah.
there should be other things like the love that I'm appreciating, but That ain't me.
I'm Shazamming with tears in my eyes. Like, don't worry.
I can do both. This is a range of emotions.
Yes, I've been like replaying Tierra Wax R&B over and over again. Between that and Millions and Megan Good, that's been like on repeat for me.
I really liked what she did with the artwork on these. Like it felt really creepy, but kind of dope at the same time. And it doesn't really look like anything else I have on my Spotify. So every time the record comes up, like it's always a nice little break in my visual pattern. Megan Good is gas. Did you see the video for Heaven?
No, I didn't even know there was a video. I just like listen to my Spotify. I get notifications.
I feel like me and you could talk about music for forever. And I actually had an idea for you. And so we're gonna come back to the idea in like 5 minutes, but I wanted you to come on Money Trees because I've talked to Ja a lot about Web3 and NFTs and kind of talked to you in passing, but not as much. Where do you currently fall like in the space? Like what do you know about it? What have you been hearing?
Um, Not much about it. I just know that like Web3 is something super new and NFTs are in that world. And what is it? Non-fungible tokens?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
Not
like,
much.
I know what it stands for.
Yeah. That's the honest answer.
Has there been anything that's like really kind of caught your eye, or you've just been seeing like headlines about it? Like
Just
any
headlines
art, any
about it.
stories, any people?
Um, some people on Twitter, I've seen like, when they tell you people like stuff and I'll just see their artwork. Some people are like so happy with, I guess, sales that they've made.
Yeah.
Um, I hear talk about the community, how it's like really welcoming. I heard that on here too, just like one of these past episodes. I think Life of Tom was talking about it. Um,
Yeah, I think
how welcoming and how cool it was.
it's really dope. The energy around it, it can be, sometimes overwhelming with the level of positivity, but you'd always rather have to like that's a good problem to have type of situation.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed that about this space. I think the community, I think the fact that people are making money is dope. My idea for you stems from what we were talking about earlier, just with the curation, where I've had you. I ask you to make playlists for me because I feel like your music taste is that on point, and you're always in pockets and hearing artists that I had no idea existed.
Thank you.
And so that's a really really sick talent.
Thank you.
Oh my fault. Were
I
you
was
about to
just
say
like,
something?
wow, thanks. I'm just like reveling in it.
I think I just ask you for the playlist more than kind of highlight the fact that you're one of my favorite curators. And legit, I think it's like four of your playlists. Remember, you made this like the crazy one of all the best records of 2020 that I still go back to. That's saved on my
Yeah.
Spotify. That's probably my yeah. That was my joint. I'm just like, damn, you ain't missing nothing on this. And it's
I
one of those
titled it
ones you can
20.
just throw on shuffle.
Yeah, I still play it. It's definitely one of the shower ones and the cooking ones.
I'm gonna need one of these playlists, man.
I
I
was
got
like,
you.
I'm
wait a
listening. I
second.
know what you're talking about, and I'm like, yo.
I don't know if they're public or not, but they should be. But
They are. Most of them are.
okay, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about you and just Web3, and like it can be overwhelming from the community aspect, not as much, but just the amount of information you have to try to learn getting into it. And I've been talking to a lot of people just about before they start worrying about the technicals, trying to figure out what they're going to do in the space and why the space makes sense for them. Because it's something new, but at the same time, it's not. So an NFT is really just a way to verify that you own something digitally, and not to get into semantics, but that's pretty much the simplest definition where people are applying it to art and all these current use cases. But there's a lot of cool things that kind of stem from blockchain technology and this verifiable digital information.
Okay.
So with that, I'm gonna shoot you a I'm working on this blueprint thing, and that'll kind of be a nice starting point for you. But I wanted to talk to you about this idea that I had and just see if because I know you graduated. What that was last year, right?
Yeah, May 2020.
It's getting to that point where you start thinking like, okay, what do you want to start doing? Like, what fields do you want to get into? What careers do you want to start, planting seeds in and starting to find your way? I think Web3 poses a really unique opportunity for you, especially as someone that just has really, really good taste. Where that alone, not counting your ability as an artist, not counting how smart you are, just the fact that you have flavor. There's a way for you to kind of get into this. So I started thinking about what if you could be paid as a playlist curator, right? And not from a sense of, oh, me as an artist pays you to put my song on there, but you actually getting like paid to curate. And that's kind of the possible, well, not kind of, that's one of the possibilities that you have with Web3. You think that's something you rock with?
That's something I could rock and roll with. Like,
Oh, have you ever seen Entourage? I know this is a tangent, but
no, no,
Ja,
I
have
have
you seen
not.
Entourage?
Yeah, yeah, nah, I definitely have.
Remember, is that something you'd be interested in? Homie kept asking E.
Wait.
Ah, no, never
Oh
mind. No,
damn,
no, the
nah,
joke
nah.
failed. It
See,
failed. It failed. This has to be cut from the
I'm sorry.
record.
Now I feel like a
Uh,
poser.
he threw the alley oop and watched it hit the bottom of the rim.
I'm like, I'm open. I'm open.
Full sicko mode. Anyway, all right. So Imani, imagine that there's a music platform, right? And this music platform has a homepage. And on that homepage, there's a playlist. And it becomes a thing of what you can do with Web3 is kind of create value based off of usage. So what that means is this platform could have their own token and say, oh, okay, Imani made a playlist and this playlist is fire. And the community keeps voting and saying that it's fire, and you start, your own group chats or your own kind of weekly submission, whatever your process is for curation, you do it. People are rocking with it on social media, and then it starts translating to this platform. And then the fact that the platform has this token, they can reward you for curating directly. And it doesn't have to be a thing of like, oh, only artists that have money or only artists that can, because then it's like that weird payola place where it's like, nah, you only start to accept whoever's paying the most. Where this way you could monetize your curation, and there's way way more nuance to that. But that's kind of a top level view of some of the cool like job opportunities that are coming about in the space.
That sounds dope. I feel like I don't know. That sounds dope. I totally forgot what I was about to say.
No, it's all good. I was I was just talking about the curation thing and like starting to figure out what that could look like for you as far as getting into the space in a way that's not super overwhelming. And so that doesn't really exist yet. That's just one of the things that I'm thinking of is going to start to happen because these platforms are trying to avoid curating, which I get to an extent, but you're going to still need to kind of organize once you scale up. There's going to be way too many people submitting music, and right now there it's just kind of a first come first serve thing. And I don't know. I don't really browse music alphabetically, but that's just me.
I don't either. It's like whatever comes comes, or whatever I feel like searching for the day.
Have you seen what's like the last sci-fi movie you saw?
The last sci-fi movie I saw, I don't know. Does a kids movie count?
Yeah.
I saw Ron's Gone Wrong.
Wait, what's that? Oh man, I'm out of the
It's
loop.
it's 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 this amazing movie about this kid who is like living in this world where all the kids at his school have the new technology. It's like a little bebop, a little mini robot that holds everything about you. Like it scans all your socials and it's just like your best friend. It wakes you up. You can play games with your friends. You can like talk to them. It'll make itself into whatever you want. And his is not programmed properly because his parents couldn't like afford it. Sorry, spoilers. Whoever's listening, if anybody want to take their kid,
Oh
but
man.
I was like, oh no. I'll put it in the description.
yeah. Long story short, he has like his own journey with his little bebot, and I cried. I cried.
Oh man, no, I'm looking at it right now. This kind of feels like the G-rated version of what exists in a Black Mirror episode that I saw.
Yeah, basically.
Would you want to have one of these little Ron characters, or is that
Hell yeah, no doubt.
okay?
I would be everywhere with mine.
Where do you draw the line with new technology? Like, we're moving from phones to wearables, so you're gonna start having your glasses, be your iPhone. Are you still rocking with that?
Yeah, that's cool.
Nah, little hesitant, not really feeling. What's that? What was that?
Because
What was
like
that
what
pause?
like I don't know because I feel like my limit like we're already there. Honestly speaking, like I know y'all are listening to me already. I know you're listening to me, and I know you're watching everything that I'm doing. So my limit has already been reached, but I'm just like living in it. I'm just sitting in it as if it's not really happening. But this, my eyes, my glasses, or my phone, I don't know. That's like really close. That's like in my brain. Like, what else are we scanning? And I have no doubt that we can do that. I hope I don't sound crazy on here.
No, you don't sound crazy at all. Trust. I was about to like. I'm like, you already know they have the. I think this is probably the third time I've mentioned it, but Neuralink. Uh, Last year they had a video of a monkey playing pong with his brain.
What?
Yes.
No.
So they have an implant like right now, and what they did was they kind of like they conditioned him to play with the controller, and then they were mapping the way I believe the neurons were firing in his brain based off of when he wanted to move the controller and then thought about that, then physically did it. And then after however long, they were able to remove the controller and use those kind of pre mapped pathways to say, okay, when he thinks this, he's trying to move the Pong thing up and down. And that
Yeah.
already exists.
Yeah.
So
No.
we're
We're done. We're done.
I think Uh, man, man, I don't know. I don't know. It'll be a weird time because what happens when it's like your kids are in school and then all the other kids have calculators in their brain? Like,
I read a book like that actually. It's a sci-fi book. This is crazy that you even asked this question. It's a sci-fi book called Black Friday.
mhm.
No, Friday Black. Excuse me, not Black Friday. It's Friday Black. Um, IJ. The first name of the author is IJ. Excuse me, I can't remember the rest, but it's like a bunch of short stories. I think 12 or 13 short stories, and they're all based in the future. And the theme of it is like shit that's happening to us now, like police brutality and killings and like healthcare not really being valid and all that shit. But there's one story of like we're in school and our time has already happened. Our time has been centuries ago. And what they call it like the big emotion or like the big cry or something like that. And basically saying that all the shit that happened to us, all the terrible things that happened or quote unquote are supposed to happen is because it's all rooted in emotion and we didn't use enough logic. And in their world, the children and even the adults, but the adults are more advanced, the children have chips in their brains that help them to read faster, to then help them comprehend things faster, to then, like, even if your critical thinking skills suck, you have this chip. So you're good to go. But, like, not everybody has it. And it was pretty fucked. I'm just going to stop right there so you can read the rest of the book. I don't want to spoil anything else, but
We're just gonna put a
man.
giant spoiler tag on the whole episode.
But you can read that in
But
the
no,
blurb. What I
so
just said is
that's
in the
what
blurb.
I'm just teasing. I when you brought up the Ron's gone wrong thing, that's what just started making me think about the whole Neuralink and the inequalities that are going to become way crazier as these technologies advance. Because okay, iPhones are cool, but not even everyone has an iPhone, right? And then you start talking about, I think the wearables, it is a little close to your face, but to me, that's right now where my limit is at. Because it's also fire. Think about if you went to a foreign country and you had your glasses, and then you could look at a sign or look at a menu, and it'll translate what you're seeing in another language. So now your literacy kind of, it's global. And I don't know if I'm like, that's the correct way to frame it, but you're able to now go anywhere in the world and actually communicate with the people that are there. And not that you can't do that with a phone already, but it's way simpler. It's way less clunky.
Yeah, that's dope. I feel like it definitely lessens the one of the biggest barriers I feel like we have is language.
And then imagine having like AR projection on your from your glasses, where it's like the
Bro.
weather, like your weather app. You could just check your weather, and then little clouds appear in front of you.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm here for the glasses. I think the brain implant is where I start getting a little funky, man. Because there's
Yeah, we definitely
viruses.
are.
You're gonna hear about people's brains getting hacked. It's gonna be like that episode of The Boys. No spoilers there, because that's not what
Advertisements.
that's not what happens.
Yeah, once we start rewinding memories, I think we've gone too far.
Oh wait, but tell me you've seen that episode of Black Mirror, The Memory of
That's
You.
exactly what I'm talking about. That's the little we're doing a lot. You see what happened? No.
He was wild, and though
He
that
was
was
doing too much.
like I think when what kind of did it for me it was just like, damn, they were having sex and thinking about like past memories. Like that's a wild concept. Taking out
Not even
all like
looking
you
at each other.
yeah, it's like, yo, you could be in the room with someone and they're just completely zoned out, like not even paying attention with you to
That's why I
you.
love Black
I don't know why
Mirror.
I can't talk today. Still
That's why I love
settling
Black
into
Mirror
the new
because that
year.
already happens. They just put it in a
Oh
different
well.
lens.
Well, yeah, that was definitely a great analogy for what's currently happening. I was bringing up all the sci-fi stuff, just trying to get a gauge of where your head is at with the limit of technology. That's what I'm trying to say.
Mm,
Yeah,
okay.
excuse me, y'all. I swear I don't know where this freaking brand. I didn't even do anything for New Year's. I should be fresh. Like I literally was just chilling. You went dancing, had a super ill wedding experience. Like you're talking fine. Meanwhile, I'm here struggling with the words. I saw this TikTok, and I hate to admit it, but TikTok is really getting a lot more of my time. It just the algorithm it works. They're really good at
No, it
sucking
definitely
away
does.
20 minutes of my life.
For real, yo.
So there was this New Year's video, and like it was really funny to me because it starts off inside of this party, and you're looking around and you're like, oh, okay, there's a couple kissing, and then the camera pans through the sliding door to the back patio, and some guy is just determined, like banging out push-ups as everyone celebrates the new year, like completely unaware of his surroundings, just like, all right, this is the energy I'm bringing into the new year with. And I didn't relate to that because I definitely wasn't doing push-ups. But you know how when you watch streams on your TV, it's a few seconds behind because since nobody has cable anymore, or is that just me? Like, do y'all notice that with live events, you're not actually watching it in real time?
Yeah, I definitely noticed it because we have. Yeah, I noticed it.
So I'm sitting here like, oh, let me watch the ABC countdown. And I'm like, wait a second, this shit's gonna start counting down, and then I'm gonna hear the fireworks go off, and I'm gonna be 17 seconds late to the new year. So this is probably the first year when I didn't actually watch the like ball drop and was just listening to fireworks.
Yeah,
Anyway,
they
that
were
was a
shooting
super
off
wild
mad guns
tangent.
here. They
You said
were
they were shooting off guns?
yo, like, oh, you just hearing mad pop pop. You could tell that they were not. It was not fireworks. There were a few fireworks, but it's Georgia, so yeah. But everybody was
where
screaming and yelling.
where do the bullets like where do they go when they come down?
I feel like they
Please.
just
They come
fly
down.
down. Thank you.
What'd you say, Monty?
I feel like they just fly down at full force, and you just have to hope for the best.
That's my thought. Maybe not full force, but at some point, like, they have to loop back down. And their gravity is helping it gain speed. So it has to be making an impact somewhere.
Yeah, that's why we are under the hood of the patio as we're celebrating.
There was a game, and I mean it's hard to call it a game, but people would stand in a circle and then shoot a bow and arrow up, and whoever would run the furthest away lost the game. So you were trying to stay as close to the center of the circle as possible. And I'm just like, what is the I guess it's a thrill. I guess it's the thrill. Like, Ja, that seems like some shit you and Samir would definitely play if y'all were out in
Please.
the country.
Listen, I wouldn't put it past this, honestly. I think with the right encouragement, if you tie Corey into that whole ordeal, we're definitely is become a whole thing, because then the Sag energy is just too much mixed with that with Corey and everything. We're gonna somebody's gonna end up hurt.
Yo, Imani, you're a Virgo too, right?
I am.
Yo, Virgo season, man. I'm really wow. Maybe I'm biased. Look at all
I
my
got Virgo
guests
in
on
my
the
moon.
show.
Virgo
Okay, calm
season.
down, Ja. Let me stop. Virgoats. Yo, this was definitely not as it's funny when I started the idea for this show and like money trees and planting seeds, growing roots, the whole concept. It was really because I wanted to document these conversations I was having with my friends and really share that, not have a crazy, I didn't send you any list of what we'd go over, any real topics, just really kind of making it feel like a chop up. And sometimes we go over more topics in depth than we do other times. Like I can't even form full sentences today. Like this is this is insane. But I wanted to say thank you for joining me on this. I have two questions for you as we close out this run.
Okay.
Okay, so have you ever said? Well, I have more than two questions, but I'm not going to count them. You ever do that? It's like I have 4 words.
Do I?
This is, and then you have to stop. You're like, fuck, I have 6 words.
And I've already used some of them now.
Right.
Yes, I've already used most of
Just
them.
start counting from now. Restart the count.
You're like, not from now, but like the first word I say after now. That's the count. Nah, it's just one of them ones. But have you ever set up a crypto wallet?
No, I don't think I have. No.
Okay. So we will do that. We need to do like a full crash course. I'm going to send you that resource I was mentioning earlier. And when you set up your wallet, there's going to be a recovery key. And this recovery key is like commonly known as a seed phrase. And I've been telling people seed phrase is just not scary enough because if you lose your seed phrase, you lose access to everything that's in your wallet. So whatever cryptocurrencies you have or any NFTs, somebody's able to move it all. And I think the term needs to be more security oriented. I don't know what it sounds like, but seed phrase isn't it. So I like to repurpose seed phrase on the show and make the seed phrase or make your seed phrase the motto to your rainforest. And, just sticking with the whole money trees and planting seeds idea. If you had a motto for your rainforest, for the ideas that we may have discussed today, or for your future plans or ways that you see Web3 fitting into what it is that you're building for life, what would that seed phrase be?
Hmm. Um, I think my seed phrase would be. I was thinking about this the other day too, and then I like took a break from it. But I honestly, right now in the moment, I'm thinking my seed phrase should be, um, 444 me, because since I've been here, like since I've landed in Georgia, just been around my family and just like different scenery. um, I've felt like everything that's been happening has been exactly the way it's supposed to be when it's supposed to be. Like even this conversation, even you inviting me onto this talk space, like I never really thought that I would even be having these conversations. So I feel like everything that's for me is happening exactly when it's supposed to be, and that's gonna continue. So yeah, 444 me.
444 me. All right.
Angel numbers,
I love it. I love it. This is a lot of angel numbers happening. Uh, is this is excuse me. We didn't get to touch much on it, but I love your curation, but I also love your memes. Like your Twitter memes be killing me. Um, but the angel number ones reminds me of one that Josh sent me, where it was like I only text her at 111, 222, 333.
Oh man,
Terrible.
So she thinks it's
Terrible.
always meant to be.
please don't out me.
Oh man, you just set alarms for the moment before. Have your message scheduled. Nah,
Ready by
Four,
full
three.
221.
Yo,
full sicko mode. All right, so we got your seed phrase. We have the amazing episode 6 note that was drawn up featuring you. What is the reserve price going to be for this note?
Um, dollar amount 911, $911.
Okay, there it is. Boom, nice and simple.